Welcome to the January 18th workshop meeting of the West Milford Board of Education. At this time, I ask that you take a moment of silence and pray and think of people who are suffering during this time. Thank you. Please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, a public notice of this meeting has been sent to board members, all district schools, the Herald News, the Suburban Trends, the Record, the Messenger, West Milford Town Hall, the County Superintendent's Office, the Board Attorney's Cable Division of Warwick, and West Milford TV 77, and posted in the Administration Building. Copies of the board meeting calendar resolution were provided to all local media, Town Hall, Township Library, and all district schools. Barbara, can we have a roll call? Mr. Stillman.
Here.
Mr. Conklin.
Here.
Mrs. Stevenson. She's excused. Mrs. Dwyer. Here. Mrs. Lockwood. Here. Mrs. Romeo. Here. Mrs. O'Brien. She's excused. Mr. Dorino.
Here.
Mrs. Van Dyke. Excused. Okay. All right. Dr. Adamo, Superintendent's report.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our workshop special action meeting in January. We do have some new Department of Health protocols that we shared with the community the past few weeks. We've been hinting earlier, that the CDC changed their guidelines from 10 days of isolation to 5, and we expected the Department of Health to follow suit. They finally did. I believe it was last week, beginning of last week. So we sent a notice home to parents, the staff members, that there have been some changes with regard to isolation and quarantine guidelines. Specifically, and really the bullet point is, it used to be 10 days of quarantine or isolation, now it's 5 days. So instead of returning on day 11, you return on day 6. And those are calendar days, not school days. Obviously, this is only if you're still healthy and able to come to work or able to come to school. So we did change those guidelines. Moving forward, we're actually able to call back some staff and some students who were able to come back earlier than that point. So we actually didn't just change it moving forward. We allowed some students and some staff members who were healthy enough to come back on day 6, even though we originally told them it was 10 days. Because the protocols changed in between there. So moving forward, this does help us a lot. It should help our staffing issues, should help our student attendance issues, should help us all together in our schools, because at least anecdotally, it seems that most people are able to come back on day 6. We've had very few people who have called us and said, I'm still ill, I'm not well enough to come back on day 6. So maybe the Omicron variant is just less virulent, or not really sure of what's happening, but people aren't out for as long a time as they were previously. So we're happy that we were able to make that change. There was a little time in between the CDC and the Department of Health, which there always seems to be. But nonetheless, we are moving forward. So thank you for your support and for your patience. Next up, January is Board of Ed Recognition Month. We do have a resolution on our agenda a little bit later on, which I don't want to read to now, but I do want to say to the board and to the whole community watching at home, I just want to offer a word of thanks to our Board of Ed members, and myself, Mr. Novak, Ms. Francisco, Dr. McQuaid, and we're all paid employees here, so this is our job to be here. The board is only, they're volunteers. So they're here on a volunteer basis, night after night, week after week, month after month. The amount of time that they put into this job is 20x what you see on camera. For every minute you see them on camera, they're doing 20 minutes of work somewhere else. In committee, answering emails, reading memos, reading reports, analyzing data, studying the budget. So it's a tiresome job, time. It takes a lot out of you. And I do want to thank the Board of Ed members for volunteering their services to our students, to our staff, and to the community. So thank you all. You're all dramatically underpaid. We know that we do appreciate you. We do appreciate you being here, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much.
Special reports and correspondence, Barbara?
For the January 25th meeting, the minutes from December 14th meeting will be available for the board members.
Okay, and there is no president's report from Mrs. Van Dyke this evening. So, saying that, we'll move on to public comment. The portion of this meeting is to open to members of the public for the purpose of addressing resolutions on this agenda only. Members of the public who have requested to speak prior to the meeting will be recognized by the chair first. Each speaker will be given 5 minutes for a period of 30 minutes, and then time permitting, other public comment limited to 5 minutes per speaker will be allowed until the 30-minute period transpires. All members of the public speaking during this public comment period are asked to address topics listed in the agenda. All speakers are asked to sign the register provided and to give their full name, spell their last name, group affiliation, if appropriate, and provide their address. Issues raised by members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and a response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and respectful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding students and employees of the board are discouraged, and the board and the administration will not respond to them. Students and employees have, where was it? All right. Specific legal rights afforded to them by the laws of New Jersey. The board is not responsible and is not liable for any comments made by members of the public. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of the legal rights of those affected or identified in their comments. Members of the public are reminded that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. Do we have any people who wish to speak? Okay. Okay, second. Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Before we adopt the agenda, I just want to make one clerical correction here on page 5. Personnel Student Affairs, Resolution number 12. An extension for a leave of absence. Grade 2 teacher should say grade 1 teacher. Other than that, that's all.
Okay, motion to accept the agenda as presented or amended? Anybody?
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda with the one change.
Thanks, Dick. Seconded?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, education, Kate, would you take number 1, please?
Certainly, I'd like to move number 1 under education.
Second?
Second.
Mike? Okay, roll call, Mrs. Francisco?
Questions, comments?
Oh, sorry, comments, discussion? Okay, thanks.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Guarino?
Yes.
Mrs. Lockwood?
Yes.
Mr. Stillman?
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo?
Yes.
Mr. Conklin?
Yes.
Okay, and number 2 will be voted on after executive session. All right, personnel, Mr. Guarino?
I'd like to make a motion to move items 1 through 25 under personnel and student. Second.
Okay, any discussion? Any questions? All right?
So I think that with the school nurse starting February 1, will not be
All
right?
right, resolution number 1. Do you have your microphone on?
Oh, yes. I think that means that we're full, right?
We still have the Highlander Academy position open, but otherwise, yes.
Okay. Gotcha. So, yeah.
Redner. All full-time positions.
Any other questions or discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Guarino.
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer.
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo.
Yes.
Mrs. Lockwood.
Yes.
Mr. Conklin.
Yes.
Mr. Stillman.
Yes.
Okay, operations and finance, Mr. Stillman?
I'd like to move 1 through 3.
Any discussion or questions?
Need a second.
Oh, we need a second.
Second.
Sorry. I know. Okay, any questions, discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Stillman.
Yes.
Mr. Conklin.
Yes.
Mrs. Lockwood.
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo.
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer.
Yes.
Mr. Guarino.
Yes.
Okay, education, Kate?
I'd like to move one, oh no, well, I'm not moving it. I'd like to bring 1 to 4 for discussion. Sorry.
Any questions or discussion?
I'll just say that the strategic planning I thought was very successful. It was nice to see so many community members out, to discuss our schools and bring up their thoughts. Hopefully, next time we do this, in years to come, there will be even more people that they'll spread the word and how important it is.
And what was so good is a lot of the comments that came in from the community were incorporated into our goals, and we thank the community for that. Okay, any other questions or discussion? Okay. Personnel and student affairs, Mr. Guarino.
I'd like to get for discussion items 1 through 10.
Any questions? Any discussion? Okay.
Right.
Oh, go ahead, Ray.
So, I know that there's been a change to, I don't know what it's called, rules for hiring substitutes. As a substitute may not need college, right, to be college. Have we gone that route, or are we still,
So
how are we with subs?
we're still recruiting,
Okay.
but you're right, you went from 60 college credits to 30.
Okay.
So essentially, the end of your sophomore year to the end of you completed the freshman year of college, test everything, you most likely have 30 credits.
Right.
So, as this college semester is just starting now, so we could have some people who are just finishing up, being eligible.
Right. And are we still, you feel like we're still pretty good with the subs that we have, or are we?
I think so. We had a lot in first 2 weeks of January. So we covered there. I don't think it will be that, we'll have that demand again. But we're always still recruiting because some of the subs we have get full-time jobs teaching other districts, and they come off our sub list without ever telling us. So they stay on our sub list, but they keep turning down jobs. Finally, we have to call them, and they say, oh, no, I'm working full-time in Paramus, and then we'll remove them. So we have a large number of people on our sub list. We just have to make sure they're all active. But it's a 12-month-a-year recruitment cycle for subs because you just can't ever have too many, I don't think. And it doesn't cost you anything to have extras, so.
I have a question. On number 9, that women's studies activity, is that going to involve some kind of curriculum?
So the women's club is good. It's an after-school club. I don't think they would have a curriculum for an after-school club.
Is there an objective for it, or
I'll have to look into that.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head.
just curious? Okay. Any other discussion or questions? Okay. Operations and finance, Jay?
I'd like to bring up for discussion number 1 through 8.
Discussion, questions? Okay. Policy, Kate, you're familiar with policy, could you?
Yeah, I'd like to bring up number 1 through 5 for discussion.
Questions, discussion?
The only thing I'll say is I haven't looked at these yet because the website was down, so when I tried to get on the electronic, I'm always having trouble with that. So, you know, we'll look at them before the next meeting to
Absolutely.
review, and obviously we'll have a policy meeting.
Okay. Any other questions or discussions? Old business. Do we have any old business? Okay.
Make a motion to close old business?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, new business? Greg?
So where are we with update on the website? So there was an issue with the website, I guess, our
So the company that hosts it for us,
Yeah.
Toronto, had a fire at their data center, I think in Nebraska maybe,
yeah.
and it knocked out, well, some of their fiber lines or some of their data lines, so it knocked out our website. So exactly how it happened or what the result is hard to say. Mr. Winston, is there a,
What you're saying is accurate. There was a fire which took out some of their inbound and outbound fiber lines. They were able to reroute the traffic and then replace the fiber. And as of around 7 o'clock this morning, the site's been back up.
So I know it was down over just a couple days over the weekend, but we're good now.
we're good now. It just looked funny when you logged in, it was,
Yeah.
but we're set now.
Any other new business?
I'll make the motion to close the business.
Okay, second?
Second.
Where? Okay. And then we have the resolution. Do we need to read that? Okay. Go, Alex.
This is for School Board Recognition Month, January 2022. Whereas the New Jersey School Board Association has declared January 2022 to be School Board Recognition Month, a time when all residents can acknowledge the contributions made by our local school board members. And whereas the West Milford Board of Education is one of more than 580 local school boards in New Jersey, which sets policies and oversees the operations for public school districts. And whereas the West Milford Board of Education embraces the goal of high-quality education for all New Jersey public school students. And whereas New Jersey's local school boards help determine the educational goals for approximately 1.4 million children in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. And whereas New Jersey's 5,000 local school board members who receive no remuneration for their services act as advocates for public school students as they work with administrators, teachers, and parents for the betterment of public education. And whereas school boards strive to provide the resources necessary to meet the needs of all students, including those with special needs. And whereas boards of education provide accountability to the public, they communicate the needs of the school district to the public, and they convey to school administrators the public's expectations for the schools. And whereas New Jersey can take pride in its schools, which rank among the nation's best in key achievement indicators such as the National Assessment of Educational Progress Scores, and the preparation for college through advanced placement offerings and SAT assessments. Now therefore be it resolved that the West Milford Board of Education does hereby recognize the services of local school board members throughout New Jersey as we join communities statewide in observing January 2022 as School Board Recognition Month. And be it further resolved that the West Milford Board of Education urges all New Jersey citizens to work with their local boards of education and public school staff towards the advancement of our children's education. Once again, thank you very much.
Okay, motion to accept,
Make a motion.
Ready, second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Public comment. This portion of the meeting is open to members of the public having a legitimate interest in the actions of the board for the purpose of addressing any subject matter pertinent to and/or directly related to the operation of the West Milford School District. Members of the public who have requested to speak prior to the meeting will be recognized by the chair first. Each speaker will be given 5 minutes for a period of 30 minutes, and then time permitting for other public comment limited to 5 minutes per speaker will be allowed until the 30-minute period transpires. All speakers are asked to sign the register provided and give their full names, spell their last name, group affiliation if appropriate, and provide their address. Issues raised by members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and a response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and respectful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding students and employees of the board are discouraged, and the board and the administration will not respond to them. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded to them by the laws of New Jersey. The board is not responsible and is not liable for any comments made by members of the public. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of the legal rights of those affected or identified in their comments. Members of the public are reminded that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. Does anyone wish to speak? Okay.
Make a motion to close public comments?
Second? Okay. Okay. Claire, could you read executive session? Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Claire, executive session?
So at 7:24, specific?
Yep.
At 7:24 p.m., I make a motion, seconded by, to go into the executive session for the purpose of discussing personnel appointments, resignations, current litigation matters, special education matters, negotiation, tips, and matters of attorney-client privilege.
Second?
Second.
The executive session minutes will not be released until such time as the privilege or confidentiality is no longer applicable.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Action will be taken after the meeting, 30 minutes.
Nice haircut.
Session and Mrs. Freitas, go roll call, please.
Mrs. Romeo.
Here.
Mrs. Lockwood.
Here.
Mrs. Dwyer.
Here.
Mr. Stillman.
Here.
Mr. Guarino.
Here.
Mr. Conklin.
Here.
Okay. Kate? Kate?
I make a motion to the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the following resolution. Whereas in accordance with the requirements set forth in PL 210, Chapter 122, the West Milford Board of Education has received results of his investigative reports on January 18th, 2022. Do I read this whole thing?
No.
Okay, thank you. Incident E2 substantiated, H3 substantiated, and M7 substantiated.
Second.
I'll second that. Mike. Oh, Mike?
Third.
Okay, roll call?
Mrs. Dwyer.
Yes.
Mr. Guarino.
Yes.
Mrs. Lockwood.
Yes.
Mr. Stillman.
Yes.
Mrs. Romeo.
Yes.
Mr. Conklin.
Yes. 8:10, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everyone.
Aye.
See you next week.
Stay warm.
Yeah.